LA Rider America on Two Wheels is brought to you by the Louisiana Office of Tourism Trails and Byways Program. Louisiana is full of stories. Yours begins here. Southeast Louisiana Gumbo, great roads, interesting destinations, and terrific food. Come to Southeast Louisiana. And Houma, Louisiana, your passport to adventure in the heart of Louisiana's wetlands.
One of the things I love about being a Louisiana girl is that we have riding season all year round.
Well, that is unless it gets below 40, but that really doesn't happen too often.
And we both know Tammy doesn't like to ride in the rain or if it's cold.
No, but I've not laid my bike down as often as you have either.
Or been run over by her.
Hey, I thought we were going to keep that just between us.
You know, for most riders, the season begins and ends in Florida because they have year-round riding too.
Yes, Daytona Bike Week in March and Biketoberfest in October. Two great motorcycle rallies and bookends for the American riding season.
Cowgirls, that sounds like a cue to me. Time to ride. Let's go.
Welcome to Bike Week! Woo!
Now, if you've never been to Bike Week, the first thing you must prepare yourself for are the sheer numbers. Not hundreds, not thousands, but hundreds of thousands of motorcycles. They're everywhere you look, along the beach highway from St. Augustine to Port Orange, crowding the parking lots of restaurants and bars, creeping along Main Street, or racing along Speedway Boulevard. Age, race, or gender mean nothing here at Daytona, where the motorcycle is the real star of the show. Bike Week is big, really big, and people come from all over the world to take it all in. This was the first Bike Week for these two Turkish bikers.
We came here 5 days ago. First we stay in New York, then we came Daytona.
Did you come here just for Bike Week? Or?
Just for Bike Week, yeah, from Turkey.
Wow! What kind of bike do you ride in Turkey?
In Turkey we ride Harleys, but it's a limited amount of Harleys in Turkey compared with the States, of course.
The heartbeat of Bike Week is Main Street. It's a place to see and be seen.
It's the first place you'll want to head when arriving at Bike Week. You can literally spend an entire day here and not see it all.
This is what I used to look like. This is what I want to look like.
There's food and drink, and of course, plenty of shops featuring motorcycle clothing, souvenir t-shirts, and novelty items.
It's a very popular item.
Yes, I see why it is very popular.
Yeah.
But that
and then we can put some flames on the sides.
I am a mother, you know, so that's a little too revealing for me.
Honey, Spike Lee. Nobody needs to know.
You'll find everything from junk to jewels strolling along Main Street. Nice looking belts, huh? Well, I'm not sure we were ready for the prices. I guess the size of this guy's calculator should have given us a clue.
16,500.
16,500. Oh, that's much more.
And I'll go with the belt.
Okay, could one of you guys...
But now, why is it so expensive?
It's coral.
Does either of y'all have $16,500 I could borrow to buy this belt?
Well, we didn't buy the belts, but we did pose for pictures with our newfound fans. We all did buy sunglasses, though, just to make them feel better. Yes, you can find just about anything along Main Street. There's an awful lot to see. Oh yeah, there's plenty of that too, but this is a family show. On Main Street, the traffic almost never stops. It's a rolling motorcycle show. If it rolls, you can probably see it on Main Street. Here you'll see everything from choppers and cruisers to sport bikes and scooters, and some things you can't quite describe. Some people park their bikes on Main Street before the festivities begin and leave them there the entire 10 days.
So you've got your camera ready. All right.
What's the strangest thing?
It might be. Why are you not
What's the
supposed to be
strangest
here?
thing you've seen?
Well, you guys ain't too far from it.
And before leaving the downtown area, you'll have to ride Main Street. That's right, you really haven't been to Daytona unless you become part of the parade. And depending on the time of day or night, this 7-block trip can take a while.
If you want to get away from all the noise and craziness on Main Street, the beautiful beaches of Daytona are only a block away.
And the cool thing is that the beaches are rarely very crowded during Bike Week. Apparently, leather, saltwater, and the blazing sun don't go all that well together. So if you love the sand and sun, pack a bathing suit and a saddlebag and take some time to head to the beach.
Most people, when they see me in the biker community, they just assume that I'm a passenger. And most people are very surprised when I get on the bike and ride away myself. I probably don't look like I could handle the motorcycle. And although I'm outdoorsy and pretty athletic, and I grew up a tomboy, which a lot of people don't know. Dressed like a boy and didn't even wear shirts until they told me I had to. Never had Barbies or anything like that, and I can remember getting a baby doll for Christmas and not even knowing what to do with it.
From magnificent rolling hills to peaceful bayou vistas, Southeast Louisiana is the perfect place for a weekend ride or an extended motorcycle vacation. Take a swamp tour an antebellum home, pass a good time at a Fado, or just take a ride along Old Man River. We've got it all. Great destinations, friendly people, incredible food, and authentic music. Come ride Southeast Louisiana. There's a motorcycle memory awaiting you around every corner.
Feeling free as a bird now. Fly little, gonna see the whole world now. Try little, these days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more.
Geico Insurance. See how much you could save at geico.com.
I fish alligators because it's in my blood, and I love it, and we are the real home of swamp people.
Everything my dad taught me was hands-on about alligator hunting, and look, I still have my hands. If anybody never been to a swamp, you're missing out. You need to get out and enjoy the outdoors.
You'll see alligators just on land, sunning themselves. You'll see different birds.
So if you want to see the swamp, come out and get on a tour.
You can stay home and watch this on TV.
Or you can come down to Houma and experience it for real.
GN Gonzalez, Baton Rouge's top spot for more than 75 years, carrying the best with brands like Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, ATVs, street bikes, off-road, power equipment, and more. If it's fun and excitement you want, we've got it. Shop online or stop by the capital city's largest showroom. Great deals at great prices every day. GN Gonzalez, it's how you roll.
I'm T.W. Robinson, and if you like riding off the beaten path as much as I do, then you need to check out Louisiana's scenic byways.
They've got everything a motorcyclist is looking for. Terrific scenery, good roads, and interesting stories. And of course, the best food in the country.
If you want to experience Louisiana, come ride with me off the beaten path.
Louisiana Scenic Byways, motorcycle tours ready-made for riding.
Hanging out on Main Street is just a small part of the Daytona experience. Many of the 300,000 to 400,000 attendees might not even realize this whole thing became what it is because of the races. But you don't have to be a racing fan to take a trip to the Speedway. If Main Street is the #1 attraction here, then Daytona International Speedway is #2. Out at the Speedway, all of the major manufacturers display their latest rides and offer test drives. Here you'll find everything from pint-sized scooters to the latest big-inch custom choppers, plus some pretty wild trikes too. You might even run into a motorcycle legend or two here at the Speedway. AMA Superbike champion Jamie James is a regular here. While he doesn't compete on the track any longer, he still builds a mean race bike and is always ready to show off his latest project and talk shop with the folks.
This we actually tried to make it look like a bald crawfish.
But this one will scoot too, won't it?
Well, they did a test on it not long ago and it ran 189 miles an hour.
Oh, is that all?
Now, what do I need to do to test drive?
Well, you have to have a valid license and proper riding gear and a great spirit, which I think you do have a great spirit.
Oh, definitely. I brought
I
that
understand you
with
own
me.
a Roadstar. Some of the word has it that you own a Roadstar.
Yes, I do.
So we can sign you right up. It's no problem.
When you come to Daytona, you'll want to devote at least an entire day to hanging at the Speedway. And believe it or not, you still may not see it all. You may also want to spend an entire day just hanging at Destination Daytona. Here at the corner of I-95 and US 1, the late mega Harley dealer Bruce Rossmeyer has built the world's largest Harley dealership, complete with a hotel, motorcycle shopping mall, and condominium project. During Bike Week, hundreds of exhibitors set up shop here, showing everything you could ever want for your bike or yourself for that matter.
Oh my gosh, look at me go.
Hey, you want to see where you've been? How about a rear view camera on your Harley? TW just can't get enough of this accessory.
TW here, coming to you from behind the Harley, going down the road.
Yeah, pretty much it.
And we got the music going?
Yep. Yeah.
Like Main Street, there's a carnival-like atmosphere here, as pitchmen dressed in leather use every trick in the book to get your attention.
If I take it out and I put it in my ear like that, see? And when I'm playing golf, if I'm teeing off, I can keep an eye on a ball and I don't lose it when it goes down the fairway, see? And you just take it out and you pop it right back in there like that, okay? That's the Cyclops.
Okay, I walked up as he was popping his eye out and about freaked out. That's all I saw was him pull his eyeball out.
Yes, let me show you. And I was like, I don't want to see it.
If you want to do more than just ride from venue to venue or up and down Main Street, there are some great roads to ride in and around Daytona. You can take A1A up and down the Atlantic for 60 miles or so in either direction. Or you can head out on the infamous Loop, which features beautiful tree-canopied stretches and water-lined landscapes. Just minutes from the hustle and bustle of Bike Week, the Loop affords riders a bird's-eye view of just one more reason Florida is a great place to ride. And of course, There's nothing more beautiful than a gorgeous Florida sunset to cap off the day.
Started out riding horses and actually competing in barrel racing and Western pleasure and things like that. And then I got into cutting horses. But then I discovered motorcycles and ended up pretty much giving up the horses. Not completely, but for the most part, giving up the horses after I rode my first motorcycle. And it's funny now, when a man invites me to ride with him and he wants me to ride behind him, I don't mean to be arrogant or snooty about it, but it's like, I can't. Once you've driven and once you've had that power underneath you and you're in control, you can't go back to riding behind a man. So I have a lot of difficulty with that, and I've ticked off and offended a few men because they're like, well, I want to go ride with you. I want to, you know, share that moment with you. And I'm like, I'll share it right beside you, or you can ride behind me. So I don't know if it's intimidating, but something's scaring them off. Maybe I talk too much.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the soccer star to the soccer mom. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
I'm T.W. Robinson, and if you like riding off the beaten path as much as I do, then you need to check out Louisiana's scenic byways.
They've got everything a motorcyclist is looking for. Terrific scenery, good roads, and interesting stories. And of course, the best food in the country.
If you want to experience Louisiana, come ride with me off the beaten path.
Louisiana Scenic Byways, motorcycle tours ready-made for riding.
Come for the party, stay for the race at NOLA Motorsports Park, October 5 to 7. Spectacular AMA Pro Road Racing action and family-friendly attractions that will blow you away. The Big Kahuna, NOLA Motorsports Park, first ever spectator event, October 5th to 7th, the perfect weekend. Get your tickets now by calling 888-280-7848 or visiting m1powersports.com. Ladies get in free on Friday, kids 12 and under are always free.
From magnificent rolling hills to peaceful bayou vistas, Southeast Louisiana is the perfect place for a weekend ride or an extended motorcycle vacation. Take a swamp tour an antebellum home, pass a good time at a Fado, or just take a ride along Old Man River. We've got it all. Great destinations, friendly people, incredible food, and authentic music. Come ride Southeast Louisiana. There's a motorcycle memory awaiting you around every corner. From boulevard cruising to riding the open road, do it in style in a brand new 2011 Star Raider from friendly Yamaha in Baton Rouge. This 113 cubic inch fuel-injected V-twin takes a backseat to no one when it comes to power, reliability, and high-end good looks. And it's available for a limited time only at a special LA Rider price of just $11,499. That's $3,000 below MSRP. Check out the Raider at Friendly Yamaha, where you'll find the friendliest prices in Louisiana.
Hey, this is Eric Edwards with Livingston Parish Convention and Visitors Bureau. Whether you're looking for a great time on your bike in a more populated city atmosphere like Bass Pro, or you're looking for a scenic tour along LA-22, we want to show you how biker-friendly we are right here in Livingston Parish. We have a lot of great rooms, RV parks, and of course the Tickfall State Park. Go to our website, visit livingstonparish.com, or call us, email us, and we'll help your bike ride to be the best it can be. Hope to see you soon on your bike in Livingston Parish.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those that serve aces to those that serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Two cold ones, please, ma'am.
Coming right up. You want a shot of water with your water?
Nope, I like mine straight up.
Me too.
Y'all know the great thing about Daytona Bike Week is if you miss it in March, there's always Biketoberfest, even though the October event isn't quite as big.
And half the fun of a great bike trip is just getting ready for it. But there's a lot to do before that first big ride. Right, Lovey?
You bet. That's when it's time to give your bike some TLC. One great thing about living in the South, the riding season is almost year-round. As spring approaches, it's a great time to get our bikes ready for some cross-country travel. That's why I've put together Lovey's checklist. First things first, no one knows your ride better than the people that built and designed it. So get out your owner's manual and check for the service intervals and other pertinent information. First thing you want to make sure of is whether your bike is due an oil and filter change. Even if it isn't, this might be a good time to do one anyway, especially if your trip is going to be 1,000 miles or more. You might also want to note when your last valve adjustment took place. This is definitely something you don't want to do on the road. If you're due one, take care of it now. Let's just say you don't want to head out on the open road with a worn-out set of tires. Be sure and check for wear, cupping, cuts, gouges, and cracks. If your tires are worn, replace them. If you don't have a depth gauge, you can always use a penny. If you insert a penny into a groove in the center of your tire, 2/32 of an inch is right at the top of Lincoln's head. If you can see any space above Lincoln's head, it's definitely time to change that tire. By the way, check tire pressure before you leave and every day while you're on the road. It's a good habit to get into. Most manufacturers put important information regarding tire pressure and load limits somewhere on the frame or swing arm of the bike. Throttle, brake, and clutch cables should be inspected. Make sure they aren't frayed and worn. Also, make sure they are properly lubed and work smoothly. A hard-to-pull clutch or stiff throttle can wear you out on a long-distance trip. A broken one can be hard to repair out in the boondocks. Check your brake pads for thickness and your rotors for wear. By the way, this is also a good time to check brake fluid and clutch fluids if yours is hydraulic. Make sure the fluid is clear and at the proper level. Inspect that drive belt or chain for signs of wear and check the tension. If you have a chain, make sure it is properly lubed. If you have a shaft drive, check the final drive oil. Change it if needed. It's very hard to push start a modern tourer, so make sure your battery is in good condition. Check the electrolyte levels and inspect the terminals for tightness and any signs of corrosion. Might also be a good time to give them a good cleaning. Make sure headlights, driving lights, brake lights, and signals are all working properly. This is something we're supposed to do every time we ride, so just do it. All that's left now is to throw that leg over, hit the starter, and get out on the highway with a feeling of safety and confidence. For LA Rider, I'm Lovey Zago.
I rode my first motorcycle when I was 7 years old. My two nephews had a dirt bike, and I got on it and ran it through a fence. So that's how I started. I wanted to do boy things, always did. I would play football with the boys. My dad would get so angry at me. He'd be like, "Don't you realize that you're a girl?" "No, Daddy, I don't want to be a girl." But I liked boys. I always had a passion for motorcycles. When I was 18 years old, I was in the military, and I lived in Hawaii, and I met some guys, and they all rode motorcycles. That was the best way to get around over there. Everybody had either Kawasaki's or Suzuki's, and they were all cruisers. And I had a Kawasaki GPZ 750 to start with. And one of the guys had a Harley, and we worked on his Harley. He had an old Harley, and we worked on his Harley every weekend before we would go riding.
Come to Phil Brady. Join the Blues Jam on Thursday nights. Enjoy live music on Friday and Saturday nights.
Phil Brady.
4848 Government Street, Baton Rouge, where you can park your bike right next to the door.
No matter what you do with your hands, they are important to you. Injury and disease of the hand, wrist, and forearm can range from mildly irritating to debilitating, putting the things you love out of reach. Dr. Joe Morgan of the Bone and Joint Clinic of Baton Rouge is a noted hand specialist and recognized as one of the best doctors in America. Dr. Morgan specializes in operative and non-operative treatment of hand injuries and disorders. So don't let problems with your hands spoil your ride. Call a fellow rider. Call Dr. Joe Morgan.
I'm T.W. Robinson, and if you like riding off the beaten path as much as I do, then you need to check out Louisiana's scenic byways.
They've got everything a motorcyclist is looking for. Terrific scenery, good roads, and interesting stories. And of course, the best food in the country.
If you want to experience Louisiana, come ride with me off the beaten path.
Louisiana Scenic Byways, motorcycle tours ready-made for riding.
Come to Phil Brady. Every Tuesday is open mic comedy and acoustic jam night. Daily lunch specials just $5. Phil Brady, 4848 Government Street, Baton Rouge, where you can park your bike right next to the door.
Well, the bikes are ready and riding season has officially begun. So where to next, Chrome Cowgirls?
My favorite museum.
Which one?
Barber Vintage.
A museum for old barbers?
No, motorcycles. The museum at Barber Motorsports in Birmingham.
Sounds good to me. I'd say the Chrome Cowgirls are Alabama bound. Let's go.
LA Rider, America on Two Wheels is brought to you by the Louisiana Office of Tourism Trails and Byways Program. Louisiana is full of stories. Yours begins here. Southeast Louisiana Gumbo, great roads, interesting destinations, and terrific food. Come to Southeast Louisiana. And Houma, Louisiana, your passport to adventure in the heart of Louisiana's wetlands. Closed captioning of America on Two Wheels is sponsored by Ball Insurance. Ball Insurance compares rates for you so you can save up to 40% on your motorcycle insurance. Call toll-free 800-444-7014 and let a Ball agent help you start saving today. Or visit us online at ballins.com.
God bless Chrome Cowgirls.